Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Billy B Show. I am your intrepid host, Billy B. I don't even know what the fuck intrepid means. I was like saying shit that makes it sound stupid. Anyways, got some new stuff I want to talk to y'all about today. While we rock out to the Billy B Show theme song. Don't even try to tell me that doesn't sound cool. Honestly, one of the best things I've ever done. This show's pretty badass. That's just me. Just me. Alright, check it out. First off, I have some exciting news to tell everybody. The Billy B Show will be going on to iHeartRadio! I know, that's some crazy shit, isn't it? That's right. Alright! Shut the hell up. Alright, yeah, seriously, I have indeed applied for the Billy B Show to be put on iHeartRadio. So that's right. So not only will you be able to listen to us on Spreaker.com, as always, now you'll also be able to check us out on iHeartRadio. That's right. I'm going to iHeartRadio. You know why? Because apparently a lot of people listen to iHeartRadio. So, yes. Good times, good times. So let's let the good times roll. We have a couple things we want to talk about today. Now, if only I could remember what they were. Oh, yes. Yes, my wife came back from her little vacation in Oklahoma. She had a pretty good time, from what I understand, which is good. I'm glad. I'm happy for her. Glad she had a good time. I also, had some time alone to myself while she was gone, and it's kind of nice, every now and again, getting a little bit of alone time, give yourself some breathing room. It's just, take a breath, slow down, relax, and enjoy things. Of course, problem is, I didn't have shit to enjoy while I was here. I don't have any good games to play right now, okay? Let me tell you about the games that I currently have. Alright, I have 5 sitting on top of my television right now. They are iPet. That's right, I said iPet. Alright, you make fun of me all you want, but you know what? That little bastard's pretty cute. And it's Caitlin's game. So plus, we got little kids, and, well, they're not my kids. They're technically my younger step-siblings, and they're really good kids, and so I bought it with them in mind. I've also got Midnight Club Los Angeles Complete Edition, and I don't really like racing games to start with. I think they're really boring. Because I play video games for the storyline, and, I mean, it has a story, it's just a really shitty one. I will say this, though, the way you get to customize your car is pretty cool. Like with all the Midnight Club games, customizing the car is probably the biggest part of the game. Which is the only reason I play it, is so I can get these really badass cars and make them look even more badass. See, I've also got Sports Champions for the PlayStation Move. That's also my wife's, but I do play it. It's kind of fun. I've got Rocksmith, which is awesome for people who don't know what Rocksmith is, who don't listen to me, because I know I've talked about it on the show before, or at least I'm really sure I have. Rocksmith is a game where you take a special cable, right? You got a USB plug on one end, and an auxiliary plug on the other, and you plug it into your guitar. Not a plastic one, not those fake pieces of shit that come with Guitar Hero. No. Real guitar, okay? And it scrolls tablature instead of fucking colored buttons and shit. And you actually learn the song, and it's also got a bunch of little arcade games that will teach you scales and, just all kinds of stuff, finger exercises. And it's also got this fun thing where you can, mix and match like amplifiers and pedal boards and all that good stuff. It's a really cool game. It's really fun to dick around with if you ever get the chance. It's $50 at a GameStop. It's a cool game. It's totally worth it. I'm not going to lie. Totally worth the money. I really enjoy it because I've learned some really cool songs that I'd never even heard of before because they got a bunch of bigger names, classic rock, and then they've got some guys that are kind of obscure. They got all kinds of cool songs on there from a bunch of different genres of rock. You've got hippie rock, you got your punk rock, your alternative, indie, You got all kinds on there. And, there's songs on there like, you got some Rolling Stones, they're on there. You can learn a Rolling Stones song. They got Stone Temple Pilots are on there, which is also pretty cool. But anyways, enough about Rocksmith. The last game I have is Medieval Moves, Deadman's Quest. It's also for the PlayStation Move. It's kind of a fun little game if you're really, really bored. It's good. I mean, it's good for kids. Put it that way. It's definitely geared for kids, and it's kind of fun. Because I sat there and dicked around with it for a couple hours when I first got it, and I had a little bit of fun time with it. But anyway, that's all the games I have for my PlayStation right now. So I don't really have anything that good. Except for Rocksmith. But the problem with Rocksmith, I don't have a guitar right now, so it's kind of a useless game. So, but anyway, that's what's going on with that. Movies. I did see a new movie here recently. One I haven't got to see yet, and I know it's been out for a little bit, but I hadn't really gotten around to seeing it because there's a lot of movies out there I'm trying to watch. It was Olympus Has Fallen. Yes, Olympus Has Fallen, starring Gerald Butler, and it's also got Morgan Freeman in it, as well as some other notable actors if you're really paying attention. Great movie. Thought it was awesome. Loved it. Thought it was pretty cool. It's a movie about a Secret Service agent who had a little bit of trouble in his past. I don't want to go too into detail and ruin the movie for those of you who haven't seen it. Anyways, so he's worked for the Department of Treasury, and then the White House gets invaded, as I'm sure people saw in the previews. I won't say who's doing it, because that would kind of ruin it. But the end result is Gerald Butler kicks the shit out of all of them. It was awesome. Really cool. Bunch of good fight scenes. Story's actually kind of interesting. Good movie. I recommend it. If you got some free time, definitely worth the 2 hours or so it takes to watch it. Good movie. Good movie. Alright, now, check this out. In Wagner, Oklahoma here as of late, the funniest freaking thing happened. Alright, my wife told me about it. Because I'm currently in Kansas, as most of you should know by now. My wife was in Walmart, right? And, I'm sure most of you heard about the computer crash when it came to food stamps, right? Man, apparently there was like a small riot inside of this Wagner Walmart. People were freaking the hell out, just grabbing stuff off of shelves. It was like the apocalypse was coming or something. And she was telling me about that, and I about died laughing. I thought that was funny as shit. And I couldn't help but imagine it in my head, just a bunch of rednecks, running into this Walmart, just snatching shit off the shelves. And the stupid part, people grabbed like all the soda and shit. Like, apparently they thought they were going to run out of food, so what they do is they grab the soda and all the junk food, but leave like the water and the healthy shit. I thought that was funny. I was like, man, if these people really thought the apocalypse was coming, they'd be some of the first ones dead. They didn't grab anything that was essential. They just grabbed shit, just like the junk food they want. And I just couldn't help but laugh. And what's the first rule of Zombieland? What's the first rule, kids? Cardio. That's right, cardio, which I'm sure none of these people had. Or at least won't have after they get done eating all the food that they bought. Oh my god. It was ridiculous. I thought it was pretty funny though. I got a good laugh out of it. Okay. Now, some of you might not know, I haven't actually talked about my favorite podcaster of all time, the ever famous king of nerds, Kevin Smith. That's right. He is doing a couple projects, and, well, okay, let me take it back. I wouldn't say he's the king of nerds, because I'm pretty nerdy, and I don't know if he'd be able to beat me, but I'm just saying. Whatever. Anyway, he's a cool dude, but for those of you who do listen to Smodcast or are interested in the Smodco community, he is did a podcast a while back entitled The Walrus and the Carpenter. And the name may sound familiar to some of you because The Walrus and the Carpenter is actually an old story, which I'm not going to get into because it's a long one. And he was telling, the story and all this good stuff, right? And he started making jokes about it. Him and his buddy Scott Mosier, who does Smodcast with him, is a producer and director friend of his. He's a good guy. Also, he's pretty funny. He's pretty nerdy, too. Anyway, so not only is he working on Clerks 3, which I'm sure some of you heard about, and hopefully you're excited about as I am. Love Clerks. Love the first one. Second one was funny, but wasn't as good as the first one. But Clerks 3 will be coming out. But that's going to be the last movie he does. He's already made that pretty clear. Clerks 3 will be the last movie he does. But he decided to go ahead and do a movie about the walrus. For those of you who have actually listened to that particular Smodcast, you will understand why I'm giggling. If you haven't listened to it, then go listen to it. It's a really funny podcast. I think it's one of the funniest ones he's done. Right up there with the ones where he was making fun of Harry Potter and Aquaman. Those are pretty funny too. But, yeah, I thought I'd tell you all about that because I forgot to mention it. Also, one more thing. Well, not one more thing. We still got quite a bit of time left. I know that I said that I would do a podcast at a certain time a couple days ago, and I am truly, truly, truly sorry that I did not do that. I really am. But I have a reason why I didn't do it. And this isn't a bullshit excuse. I have a legitimate reason. The reason being is I did it on purpose. Yeah. How many of you thought I was going to say that? Yes. Yes, I did it on purpose to prove a point. Okay? To prove Amber's point. Okay? Me and Amber, as I'm sure several of you probably picked up on, if it wasn't obvious enough for you, me and Amber had a debate going between the two of us. Okay? On what to do about when to broadcast the show. And I wanted to do it at a certain time on certain days, give it a little bit of a schedule to make it easier for people to listen in, especially when we're doing live broadcasts. But then I stopped and thought about it during this long break that I've done here. She's right. She is. Amber was right, because doing the podcast just whenever is kind of the essence of the show, because, this is an independent little radio show that I do. And part of being independent is I do whatever the hell I feel like doing, right? And so, I don't know. I thought she made a good point. Being on the air just whenever I can get to it is really more of the essence of the show than trying to put it on a schedule. That's just me. I thought about it, and it makes the show feel more real. It's not scripted. This is not a scripted show. Normally what I do is I just think of shit off the top of my head to talk about. That's normally what I do. It actually, very rarely will I have something planned that I want to talk about. Doesn't happen very often. Me and Amber did it a couple times, and it worked out okay, especially if we were doing larger groups, as we sometimes did for the Billy B show, because there's been a couple episodes where we had several people on the show with me, and we were talking, and so what we would do is we would come up with a couple of subjects and shit to talk about before the show got started. and it works better. But when it comes down to just it being me and Amber, or just me, I just don't really feel the need to try and plan out what I'm going to talk about, because I tried doing that at the beginning of the show, having things to talk about each and every show, and what would happen is I would end up flying through this. I would have 9 or 10 things that I'd want to talk about. Problem is I'd fly through it all in about 5 minutes, and then the rest of the time I'm sitting there, with my thumb up my ass, looking like a retard. And so, yeah. But anyway, so I'm just going to keep it like I always have. I'm not going to do the whole, do it once every couple of weeks thing. I'm not gonna do that. I really am going to try and do this maybe once a day or once every couple of days, because things tend to get hectic in my life. Things get hectic in everybody's lives, But, yeah, that's what's going to happen as far as scheduling with the show. Now, some of you may really be wondering why, Billy, was there such a long-ass break in between, July, I think is when the last episode did, before the one a couple days ago. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, why such a long break between July and October? Why did I do that? Well, like I said in the last episode, things were kind of crazy and trying to get shit figured out. Plus, Amber moved down to Oklahoma, which she's doing good as far as I know. It's really a number of things. I'm not really going to go into detail about it because I don't want to give people my drama, so to speak. I don't want to do that. And so I won't. I won't do that. I will not do that. So, I had a total brain fart there. I did. I had a complete and total brain fart. Ta-ta-ta. Ta-ta-ta. I forgot what I was going to talk about. No, people. That's right, I'm going to talk about people. You guys, okay? I have some loyal followers out there. Not very many, but I do have a few. And for those of you who are loyal to the show, who listen to the episodes, who are always tuning in, thank you. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it. It feels nice to feel like people actually give a damn about what you have to say. And, I know I don't have that many fans out there, but for the few hundred that I do have, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. I cannot say thank you enough. Kind of sucks though, because I got a lot of fans for the radio show, and every now and again I will throw my music, the music I make myself, onto the show, and I've never actually gotten any feedback on my songs. So I'm guessing what probably happens is whenever I start playing my songs, you guys skip a little bit, and just to see if where the song ends. Which, that's cool. You ain't gotta listen to it if you don't want to. I cannot force you to listen to it. I'm not even gonna bother trying to convince you to listen to it if you don't want to. Totally up to you. But I did finish an album. My musician's name, for those of you who don't know, is Billy Billups Musician. Yeah. I don't know. I thought the little moniker I gave myself kind of fit my personality. It's kind of a smart-ass thing, because it's obviously I'm a musician because I just put out a music CD. But point being is, the name of the album is called Crossing Over. It's got some songs on it, some of which you've heard on this particular radio show, and some that you haven't. At least I think you haven't. I don't think I've played them all on this radio show. I tend to forget, and I'm not about to go through and listen to a bunch of episodes just to see if I put them on here. But it is available for purchase. I tried doing a thing with iTunes, and they were complete dickheads, so I told iTunes they go fuck themselves. But it's available for purchase. Nobody has asked me for a CD yet. Nobody. Which I think sucks. So you know what I'm going to do? I'll tell you guys what. I will tell you what. The album's free. That's right. The album is free. I'm going to do that right now. As of this moment, I officially announced that my new album, Crossing Over, is free, okay? Let me know if you guys want it, okay? You can send me a message on Facebook or on Twitter, and I will send you a digital copy of Crossing Over, okay? Now we'll see how many of you people actually listen to my show, and we'll, see the plan there? Smart. Yeah. I'm so lonely. I'm so alone. I feel like fucking Zoidberg, from Futurama. He was like one of my favorite characters on that show. Don't get me wrong, Bender's awesome. Love Bender, but Zoidberg kills me. That dude will floor me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Love that shit. I've been trying to get a voice down to where I could try to talk like him, but it sucks. I've been working on it for a little bit, and I'm getting closer, but I'm just not quite there. I would do the voice for you now, but like I said, it's not quite there, and I don't want to sound like a complete jackass. So let me work on it a little bit more, and then I'll get back to you on that. I'm pretty good at Nixon, though. I do Nixon like a motherfucker. These fucking commies are you? I have fun with Nixon. I like making fun of Nixon. But then again, who doesn't like making fun of Nixon? Anyways, guys, that's going to be it today for the show. I am so glad that y'all decided to join me today. Thank you so much. I'm going to try and be back in a couple of days. But for now, I'm going to have to leave you guys alone while I go out and do stuff because I gotta put up laundry and I got other shit to do besides sit here and talk to you guys. I love you guys, don't get me wrong, but hey, I got to get out of here. Alright, so anyways, like I said earlier, thank you guys for tuning in so much. I really appreciate all the support. So shout out to each and every one of you guys that listen to me. Listen to Billy B Show. I'm Billy B.